Hello everyone, this presentation will talk about how to access the gradebook and a couple of quick tips on how to use the gradebook. To access the gradebook, go to My Tools and go to Grades. Excuse me. By default, it will show you all the grade items, so that way you get an idea in terms of what items they are, what they've been assigned to, and how many points they have. Since you all are getting a pre-designed course, you shouldn't really have to worry about setting this up, and you won't really need to make too many changes to it because it should already be arranged. However, the important part is in the Enter Grades area. In the Enter Grades area, this is where you'll see the student name and all the different grading events with points next to them once they've completed it, or if they haven't completed it, it's blank. Now, in some cases, the gradebook is just there to help keep track of all these numbers, and what happens is that individual instructors track all of these things using a spreadsheet, and that's fine. And then what it is that you could just go in here and just manually enter the grades as you want, as you see fit. I mean, and that's fine. In some cases, such as the quizzes, the points might be automatically generated because the quiz was set up to immediately populate the points based on what the student's outcome of the quiz was. So if we're going to grade something from students, or if we want to populate some of these items, we could just click on it and type in the number. If you're in standard view as opposed to spreadsheet view, you will not see that number. So if you're going to do that, make sure you are in the spreadsheet view. Now you can always go on each individual student and leave feedback on general feedback for that student based on just their progress in the course to a certain point. You can show what their final grade is. Like for instance, release final calculated grade means that you can let them see their final grade if they want. And I'll talk about that in a moment. And then for each assignment, you can leave feedback through here. That's one way you can grade students individually. However, chances are they've already completed an assignment. So for instance, there might have been a Dropbox assignment. They had to write an essay or something, and they submitted it and it's all finished. And now you're about to go in and grade all of them. To do that, go to the Dropbox area and click on the submenu and then grade all. This will show all the students, and their submissions should be a little box like this, a little icon like this. You can leave feedback on individual assignments here as well, and I'll show you how to look at a submission in a second. You can also leave overall feedback for every student. So maybe you want to give them a good job, or you want to give them a little corrective feedback. It's up to you. Okay, so we're looking at Sally Student 10's essay. We'd click on the submission icon, and it would open the submission folder. By the way, this is the same process, the same screen you would see if you're trying to assess through the Dropbox area. But in other words, you're getting to the same information. It shows that here's the thing that they submitted, the document they submitted. I just put in a photo of a PDF, which is that works just the same. So maybe this is an essay and you're looking at it. Maybe you want to download it and read it and leave your comments. However, in this part on the right, we have things. For instance, if a rubric was assigned to it, which I talked about in the rubrics, you can then use that to generate the points, and it'll auto-populate the score. And it'll generate feedback in the box here, which you can also add to if you wanted to. You can also record audio and video. Whatever you do, make sure you click Update. So then that way the student's file gets updated. And what's nifty is that you can go to the next student and do the same thing. And it's all making all those same adjustments, which then get reflected in the gradebook. If you click back to submission folders, and this is where we're kind of doing this a little backwards, we're actually in the Dropbox grade area. So for instance, if you went to Dropbox and you wanted to view assignments, you would click on Dropbox under Activities Dropbox here, and then see those assignments that way. And so we get into the same area. So the gradebook, it can be a little daunting at first, and depending on how comfortable you are with this, I suggest you see how the course you're working with, how the grades are being managed. Oftentimes, it's a manual process where you would just calculate the grades on your own, and then you manually put them into the system here. Just what I also wanted to show is, we talked about grading a Dropbox. If you're grading a discussion, what you want to do is make sure that the discussion has been assigned an assessment, and meaning that the lead instructor has made this an assessed discussion board. Chances are they have, which is good, because if you don't see this, you're not going to be able to access this menu. So what you do is you go to the submenu and assess topic, and it will show all of the students. And there's a little icon here. It says topic score. So if we look at Sandy student 10, go to topic score. If we scroll down, we're going to see all of their discussion posts here. And so then what you can do is you can just manually type in a grade and put in feedback. Make sure the published is checked. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to see their grade and feedback. Sometimes you don't want to release that until everyone is finished with the particular assignment, but that is really up to you. Be sure you save and close, so then that way it gets recorded. All right, one final thing we want to talk about with the gradebook is releasing the grades, or releasing the final grade. So make sure you go to Enter Grades. So now, the final calculated grade, what's nice about this is when you start plugging in these numbers, it will start to generate what the final grade is, or we have to calculate it. So what we would do is we go to Final Calculated Grade, Grade All. Make sure we save that. And again, we can leave feedback for all the students here. And it automatically generates what their final grade is. It will automatically calculate it. Now, what you would need to do is make sure that they're released. There's a checkbox here. So in other words, the students are not going to be able to see their final grade unless this box is checked. You could do it all at once by selecting all students, clicking Release on Release, and that just auto-populates that. So I mean, that can be pretty handy, or if you just want to check individual students, you can just check that individual student. You can also leave them feedback here, overall feedback for the course. So there's a lot of options here. I just wanted to give a very quick overview, and hopefully this will give you some ideas, and we can just have at it. Thanks.